Hey folks, ET here coming at you with a week ahead look for SPY. So let's get to it. First off, we will check our customer sentiment, which is slowly waning down. We're still in that bullish area right now, but we have seen a little bit of an abrupt drop there as some profit taking has happened. Went ahead and drew our whale targets on here right now. Our lower target is 600 and our upper target is 610 with a mid-range right there about 608. We'll check our gamma here in a few and see if anything lines out with that. Next up, our dark pools. No sig prints to worry about up top, so we're just going to go ahead and focus on our dark pool levels here. Largest ag is at 604.63. Got another large one at 607.53. Feel like we've been ranging in that area quite a bit. Anyhow, not too much beneath that besides the 60174. Gets pretty thin after that to the downside. For some reason, we have a big bearish day. Then it would make sense to see that drop down into these very thin areas. But we will check gamma to make sure. So jumping into our ag real quick. Looking at our ag, we have a nice repel at 601, a little bit of a gamma cluster at 608, 609, then another repel all the way up at 620. Currently, 606 is our biggest pull with some other downside pulls bringing it into that 600 area and a 610 pull that's pretty sizable as well. Go ahead and jump into our dailies now and see what they look like. If I remember, Monday looked a little sketchy. We'll go ahead and check and see if it still does. So jumping into Monday. Monday is real interesting. Big old pull at 605 and then a big repel bar down here at 595. Very interesting. Not saying we're crashing down to 595 on Monday, folks, but if we do for some reason have a gap down in the overnight session and we have a bad day, that's a big repel area to eye for potential more longs. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of the days, though, and see how that pans out. Monday is very, very, very strange. Wouldn't be shocked to see us trade in that 604 to 608 range again with this 605 pull right here. We'll check the rest of the data for the week, though, and see if there's any of those lower levels start to show up. So jumping into Tuesday. Tuesday showing, well, guess what? 605 again as the biggest pull. That 603 to 608 range, rearing its ugly head again. If we do break above all of this little gamma cluster here, room up to 610, 611. If not, we trade in 608 to 603. I think we have some economic data that's pretty important this week, so we might have some volatile days. Just be aware of that. Still have some weird gamma down here in this 595, 601 range. Could just be some hedging for what is to come volatility-wise with econ data. So we've done Monday, Tuesday. Let's jump into Wednesday, see what that looks like. Wednesday showing crazy data. Opposite of that, we still see that 590 range right there with that 590 instead of 595. As a repel down there, a big old gamma cluster here from 602 to 605. If we pass that, kind of crazy, 609 and 616 are the biggest pulls right there. So crazy gamma there. Wednesday's looking to be quite volatile. We could cover all of that range if that's the big econ data day, which I think it is. So let's go ahead and jump into Thursday, then Friday, then get everybody out of here. So we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 1219. Thursday, 1219, showing that 605 range once again. 603 is a repel, and then 598 matches that 600 we've seen a few times on some repels as well. Very, very, very weird gamma profile this week overall for SPY. We've seen a lot of 605 with some uppers up there all the way up to 516. Biggest pulls still right around this area for the most part this week. So even if we have an absolute ripper up there, we could retrace Thursday right back down to 605. Let's go ahead and jump into Friday, 1220, and get everybody on their way. So Fridays are always messy. What we're seeing right here is a 600 repel. And then that gamma cluster we saw before, that 607 to 609 repel. Biggest pull is still 610, so over this area on Friday, and we have some room to the upside. There's that 615, 616 area again as well. If we can't stay above any of these areas right here, then we just stick in this range-bound area. A gamma cluster protecting price from going down too much right here, and a gamma cluster right here protecting price from going up too much right here, keeping us in that little bit of a range if we can't stay above that or below this. Pretty simple look this week, even though it's very, very, very confusing. I'd pay close attention to our pre-market preps Tuesday through Friday to see what has changed. throughout the week, because if this gamma profile does change throughout the week, it's very important to keep an eye on it, know what is happening, and if things are being abruptly moved one direction or another. Go ahead and check our GEX and VEX profile while we're at it real quick. Remember, the further below the zero the blue line is, the more price is supported. So right now, I like to draw a line. We're showing 601 to about 615 as a range, which gamma does match that, minus some weird pulls to the downside and some pretty abrupt pulls to the upside. Remember, it can walk up and down a little bit. So if you start to see this blue line that's way below zero move to the right while we're dipping, then you can target some upside. And if you start to see it move to the left while it's ripping, then you can target a little bit of downside. That is all for now. Everybody have a good week. Stay safe out there and go get that Oprah money.